us at. So upon our planning, we realized that, in fact, during all the years of elections, I'm told, as these are my first elections in the province, I'm told that it's been a situation where our Tambo had the most voting stations, and therefore required us to have additional members. Then what we did, we sourced members from the districts that had lesser voting stations. We sourced members from Sarah Bartman. We sourced members from Nelson Mandela Bay, and also Buffalo City Metro. The 4 districts that had shortages were the Krisani district, it was Amatole district, it was Alfred Nzo, and OR Tambo. We have received members from National Head Office. We have taken those members that were in Nelson Mandela Bay and also BCM, Buffalo City, and Sarah Bartman. We transported them to OR Tambo, which had most shortages. Our deployment then covers the day one. The first day of the special voting was basically it was not static deployments. It consisted of roving teams that were patrolling the voting stations. But the third day, which was the actual voting day, we had our members at the different voting stations. We had 2 members at low risk because the voting stations are actually categorized as per guidance from SSA and also crime intelligence. So we had our low risk voting stations, we had our medium risk voting stations, we had our high risk voting stations. At the low risk voting stations, we had 2 members, static members. At a medium risk voting station, we had 4 members that are static, and the high risk, we had 6 members. So we did that. We deployed in all our voting stations. If one understands then the dynamics of the Eastern Cape province, we have rural areas that we had to cover as well. We did that. The ballot papers were escorted from the warehouses to the voting stations. Voting stations opened and they were manned by SAPS members on the election day. On the day of the elections, I must say that things went well. Things went well, and all people standing here today would know that we had the sad incident that happened in Mthatha on Monday, and actually we could secure safe elections despite of the incident of Mthatha on Monday that we saw as a province happening in Mthatha, which was the looting of the trucks, it was the burning of the trucks, and that escalated to an extent that we had to augment its deployment in the area of Mthatha. We have been assisted by National Head Office, I must say, to contain the situation that we saw ourselves in. The main purpose in the situation like Mthatha is to stabilize the situation, and we did that. We stabilized the situation with our additional forces, and we made sure that e-voting stations on the day of the elections open without any problems. I must say that standing here, I went out yesterday as the provincial commissioner. I went to the area of Flagstaff, which is one of the areas that we experience problems when it comes to the voting stations. I was at a voting station in Flagstaff. I also went to Nelson Mandela Bay, accompanied by Divisional Commissioner for Policing, Lieutenant General Nomthetheleli. And I can safely say that we successfully policed the elections as per our plan. Our plan, because we had members that we transported, our plan as a province had to consist of the transportation plan, which transported members from outside the province to OR Tambo and the other districts that had shortages. Then our other plan was the accommodation plan. because we had to accommodate those members within those districts. But I must say, standing here today, I'm standing proudly to the whole nation of South Africa to say that in the Eastern Cape province, we had successful elections. We are at this stage now where the counting is continuing. We have planned to monitor the situation even beyond the counting. We know that there will be celebrations. In fact, there will be announcement first. There will be excitement over the announcement. There will be celebrations. And we have planned during and after the announcement, and also beyond the announcement. That is the phase where there will be celebrations. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. If you could just introduce your whole panel, General.
Thank you, Mr. Pinyana. Next to me, I have Lieutenant General Nomthetheleli. I did mention that she is the Divisional Commissioner for Policing at National Head Office. And behind me, I have Major General Mulachana from DPCI Head Office, also coming to assist us in the province. At the back, I'm covered by Major General Billet that has been stationed in this center. He is the provincial head for legal services in the province. Thank you.
Thank you very much, General. Thank you, colleagues. That's about it. They will spend a few minutes with you just to get to answer some questions of clarity, some follow-ups that you might have. Please don't make it long. Don't elaborate on it. Just cut to the chase. If you feel that you were number 4, it's already been covered. That's about it. If she can, I would request a PC that you can just summarize in closer the actual input you have made, so that we don't have one-on-ones at the end of the day. And I know there's many colleagues also here from the community broadcasting sector. If you could, a PC, just an overview.